Welcome to Utah Stories Top 5. So today on our program, our top 5 are bus drivers, administrators ask UDOT for help with highway speeds in Cache County. Number 2, tattoo artists and hockey fans unite for a special game to help battle cancer. Clearfield Park gets a new playground designed by an 11-year-old girl. Number 4, Utah passes a new bill to define parenthood amid environmentalist pushback. They have to actually personhood. Number 5, sanctioned homeless campgrounds prove a success, but will need to move in 1 month or less. There's a time going limit for the most successful sanctioned campground I've seen in Salt Lake City. So we'll get into all those headlines. But before we do, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. That helps us out immensely, especially with YouTube. That algorithm just rewards you if you get a like in the beginning or subscribe or a comment. I love to hear your comments. But want to tell you, Utah Stories sponsors this podcast. Utah Stories magazine for just $3 a month can be delivered right to your door. And I want to give a special shout out and thank you to everybody who's subscribed. It's been awesome to see the outpouring of love for this magazine. I got to tell you, about 16 months ago, I did not see a reason to keep printing a print magazine, and we got a huge outpouring of support when a lot of people just decided to subscribe to the magazine to support our printing bill, which is enormous since COVID. Printing costs doubled, labor costs, of course, doubled, gasoline went way up. So I was like, why are we doing this? And it's because print, I have found, connects people to local communities. It's really, there's no better vehicle for information to open up a print magazine, read local stories, go visit restaurants, go visit the places, the people we talk about in this magazine. That is all made possible with your support and the support of our awesome advertisers. I tell people all the time, this is the best of local Utah guide. We sometimes don't allow restaurants in this magazine who want to be in because it's only the very best that you will find in Salt Lake City, Ogden, and Moab, the communities that we represent. So $3 a month, we'll send it right to your door. Go visit utahstories.com to do that. All right, so let's dive into our first headline and story of the day. Bus drivers, administrators all ask UDOT for help with highway speeds in Cache County. Bus drivers and administrators are concerned with the highway speeds near a school in Cache County. They're turning to the Utah Department of Transportation for aid with this issue. 20 buses bring 900 students to North Cache Middle School, according to KSL. Mark Anderson is one of those bus drivers who spoke with KSL. I believe a lot of tickets could be written, but then again, I'm not there with the radar gun or anything. Anderson said he raised concerns with both Cache County School District, the speed limit here, and how fast cars are going. They're 55, 60, 65 miles an hour, and they're not even slowing down to 45 because that's just the speed they're going. So sounds like somebody has to go out there and issue tickets. Story headline number 2, tattoo artists and hockey fans unite for a special game to help battle cancer. The Utah Grizzlies are hosting an event bringing together 2 local tattoo artists and hockey players to raise money for Utahns battling cancer. February 16th game against the Wheeling Nailers is being called Ink Against Cancer Night. We just want to give them hope and let them know they're not alone in this journey, said Hildegard Koning, the co-founder of Ink Against Cancer, to Fox News. The nonprofit supported 70 cancer battlers. This event has been happening for 10 years, but this year is different because 10 local tattoo artists will be involved. We've got to be a community and help each other out, said Mike Johnson, a tattoo artist who will be participating. If you don't take it to the time to give help here and there, it's a disservice to the community in general, he said to Fox News. Tattoo artists and tattoo parlors, according to demographic surveys, are more prevalent in Utah than any other place per capita. We have so many super talented tattoo artists. It's pretty cool. They're stepping up for cancer. All right, headline number 3, Clearfield Park gets a new playground designed by an 11-year-old girl. Clearfield City will be constructing a playground for a bicentennial park, and it's designed by 11-year-old Rosalie Olson. She saw plans for a playground in Thornock Park and decided to design a park herself. Quote, I did it on different angles, and this is from one of the angles from where the monkey bars and little slide are, said Rossley. One of the photos we saw on Facebook, I didn't think me and my sisters would play very well together because my youngest sister's 3 and she can't really go on them, Olson told Fox News. Olson gave her sketches to the city of Clearfield. They decided to use her design. Okay, this is interesting. They had to pass a bill to define personhood amid environmentalist pushback. A national environmental group wants Governor Cox to veto a bill passed Thursday that prohibits the use of legal personhood in cases involving non-human entities, including artificial intelligence or a body of water. I didn't know a body of water could be a person. That's interesting. The bill prevents any government entity, legislature, or court from granting or recognizing legal personhood in several uses, such as AI, a body of water, inanimate object, land, real property, atmospheric gases, astronomical objects, whether a plant, a non-human animal, and members of taxonomic domain that is not a human being, according to KSL. The Non-Human Rights Project, the group that filed the New York elephant case, is now calling on Cox to veto the bill. Quote, this is wrong. It's legally and ethically. It's based on troubling and accurate conflation of the terms human and legal person, and it will leave Utahns without a vital, powerful instrument of justice to protect non-human animals and the environment. The group wrote in a statement, this bill will also unconstitutionally strip legislative bodies and the judiciary of core powers and their ability to recognize non-humans as right holders now or in the future. That sounds like something that needs to be debated because I honestly read this. I don't understand the case for the non-human bodies having legal rights. I mean, obviously you can't mess up lakes and think that that's okay, but can't you just call them lakes and not humans? I don't quite understand that story. If you understand it better than I do, feel free to comment in the comments because confusing. Number 5, Salt Lake City's legal homeless camp, first sanctioned campground, got up and running about a month and a half ago at 600 West and 300 South. SwitchPoint was chosen finally as the service provider. State Homeless Coordinator Wayne Niederhauser said in a news release, quote, the introduction of the micro-shelter program in conjunction with 600-plus beds for Salt Lake County winter response signifies a notable expansion in our array of solutions aiming to make homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring. So I went and visited this facility last week. I was very impressed because unlike all of the road home run facilities, there was not drug use or the smell of drugs all around the camp. It was very, very clean. The tenants there were extremely courteous, respectful. This is indicative of SwitchPoint. SwitchPoint really does know how to run excellent facilities, offering the homeless people they work with a level of dignity and respect, but accountability, which is extremely important, that makes them run these facilities great. And so I spoke with Tori Fisher, the site manager of the microshelter. Here's a clip from that interview. We're going to be creating a longer video on this, but here's what Tori had to say.
Our waiting list is up to 100 right now. We currently have capacity for 50, but we constantly have people coming to the gate asking how to get in or reaching out, looking on how to get onto the list to come in. We do work by referrals because of the demand, so we triage our list for greatest need and most vulnerable population. The state is hoping to expand eventually. We're not sure when or time frame, obviously, but they would hope to expand to 100.
Okay. Yeah, the kind of buzzkill to how great it's going is they need to move in less than a month. They're told by the RDA, who owns the land, Salt Lake City RDA, that they will be moving to a more permanent site that is provided by the state of Utah on state lands. That was chosen, but then there's pushback against that proposed site. So we will keep following this story because this micro shelter changes lives. I'm going to show the second clip, which is a man named Troy who talks about the big impact the facility has made on his life. So how long have you been here?
I've been here about a little over 2 months.
Yeah. And you've now been able to get a place to get warm.
Yeah, a place to get warm, place to get regrouped. Had an intake manager, my manager that handles all my stuff and helps me with everything. She put me in touch with apartments. She helped me get an apartment and get on some programs to help pay for that. And I'm going to be leaving here in about a week.
That's so great. Moving in. We will be releasing that entire interview and the whole story, which you can get by subscribing to our newsletter. But the point is, this model is far better than these very expensive homeless resource centers, because the people who stay there are not in something like a prison environment. And no disrespect to the road home, but every person I've spoken to who goes to a road home shelter says they're treated like prisoners. I don't know what it is. I think Switchpoint should honestly be running those facilities. But these facilities are so well run by Switchpoint because, as Carol Hollowell has told us, she's been on the podcast a couple of times, they offer the tenants a level of dignity, a level of respect that they cannot get anywhere else. And these people want to recover when they're in these facilities rather than want to use drugs. So my biggest question was, are you keeping the drugs out successfully? Tori said they're doing a pretty good job. Sometimes there are incidences where they have to kick people out, but overall they're doing a magnificent job, and I really commend them. So hopefully this can expand. This whole program should go all across the Wasatch Front because they are good neighbors. They don't contaminate and make the whole neighborhood a cesspool of drug activity and sex trafficking like so many other homeless shelters have. So we should continue this. And all right, so I have my question of the day. My question of the day is, why are the public restrooms in Liberty Park, which I visited yesterday, all still totally shuttered and closed long after COVID is gone? And why are they now setting up porta potties? Why not open up the public restrooms? I researched this before the program, and according to slc.gov/parks, restrooms in parks, the facilities should be open, right? I mean, according to this, it looks like 700 East should have restroom facilities. Instead, around the park, I would say there's probably 12 porta potties, and from my experience, it costs upwards of $200 to $300 per porta potty to go and manage these, as opposed to restrooms already built. So that's our question today. Why are these closed? If you happen to have answers, or you happen to know the answer, point us in the right direction. We'll try to get comment from Salt Lake County in the next week and get their input on this. But very odd, you can't go in and just use the public restrooms. And it's very sad for the homeless people because they get blamed for defecating in bad spaces. I mean, that's how I started covering homelessness on Main Street. They were defecating on the street. But there has to be facilities that they can use. So why not use facilities that already exist? So with that, our adventure of the day I want to recommend is Kathy's From the Ground Up Rock Shop. If you know Kathy Chadbourne, she's been on this podcast. She's such an awesome lady. She started a rock shop in downtown Salt Lake City. It is such a wonderful place, and she's such a great person. You got to check out her rock shop. It's like going into a little mini museum, and you can check out all these different fossils, rocks. My kids absolutely love it. Scott, who is her partner, is taking over for a few months while Kathy goes to Oregon. I highly recommend. Go check out From the Ground Up Rock Shop. It's on 300 South, right around, I would say, 300 East. Go check them out online before you visit there, and you will not be disappointed. It's an awesome place. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you like this program, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Appreciate it. Share it with a friend. And if you want to support us, again, subscribe to the magazine, $3 a month. Go out to our digital newsletter, which is absolutely free. Everybody should do this right now. Subscribe to the Voice of Local Utah. It'll go right to your inbox, and you won't miss any of our stories, our breaking news, our investigations, which we will continue to cover for the ongoing weeks. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.